Hello and welcome to Dad Got This, where we answer the tough questions like, how good of a pizza can you really make on your Kamado Joe if you have the DoJoe accessory? And what would a pizza say if it could talk? That second one is easy. Lots of cheesy things. Welcome back to another episode brought to you by Kamado Joe. And this time I'm cooking on my Big Joe Classic 3, but I have the DoJoe accessory. What is the DoJoe? It's an accessory that slides into your grill and holds a pizza stone and then kind of opens your grill up a little bit. It allows for better airflow, better heat, and it's supposed to be able to make pizza store quality. No, I don't think they call them pizza shops, pizza parlors, pizza parlor. We're gonna go pizza parlor quality pizza. But to do that, the first thing we need is some pizza dough. And because I wanna make this as close to what they say it does as possible, I'm using their pizza dough recipe. With your DoJoe, you're gonna get one of these, shows you how to set it up. And at the bottom, it's got Chef Eric Gephardt's pizza dough recipe. That's what we're gonna use. In our stand mixer, we are gonna combine 2 cups of 105-degree water. 107, close enough. This is 2 teaspoons of dry yeast, active dry yeast, 1.5 teaspoons of just plain old white sugar, and it calls for 3/4 of a teaspoon of malt syrup. I didn't have that, I had to look it up. I guess it says it's just for browning and flavor. I'm gonna use molasses, it says that's a good substitute. Tax your whisk.
You're saying it weird. Why are you putting so much emphasis on the H?
And we're just gonna go for a little while. Unfortunately, it doesn't give a time for this, so just gonna let it go for a minute or two. We're already getting bubbling. That kind of means the yeast is active. Now we're gonna go in with 5 cups of 00 pizza flour. This is very important to use 00 flour. 2 teaspoons of sea salt or kosher salt, and 5 teaspoons of a good olive oil. You can use extra virgin, should be good. Now we're gonna go in with our dough hook. We're gonna set it to a medium-low speed, it says number 2, and a dough ball should form after about a minute. I should probably be using the guard. After our minute, we're gonna let this go for 8 minutes. Nice, smooth looking dough. You always wanna oil your hands a little bit when you're working with pizza dough. Just makes your life a lot simpler. Grab our dough. It's pretty nice. I hit it with a little olive oil. This is not in their instructions, but this is just the way I like to do my pizza dough. A couple folds to help make a nice ball. You're gonna take, they say you can use the stand mixer. It's already dirty with dough and every stuff. It's not really good. I like to get a special bowl, separate bowl. Pop it in there. Should have a nice smooth topped round ball. Cover it with either plastic wrap or if you have a lid like mine. We're gonna let this sit out for 1 hour. And that's as far as they go recipe-wise, other than telling you how to cook the pizza. So, we are gonna make a quick no-cook pizza sauce. This is really simple, very delicious. Get yourself some canned tomatoes. I'm using San Marzano style tomatoes. I did a whole test where I tested real San Marzanos, cheap tomatoes, these San Marzano style ones, and my favorite out of all of them for the price was these San Marzano style ones. They work really well, they taste great, and they're not too expensive. You use whatever tomatoes you like. We're gonna put in a can of tomatoes. We're gonna hit it with a little olive oil, maybe like a teaspoon of ground basil or dried basil, a tablespoon of granulated garlic, tablespoon of granulated onion, and a solid pinch of salt. I'm gonna use this little stick blender. You can use a regular blender, whatever you like. And we are just gonna keep it submerged or you will get messy. I just kind of go down over each tomato. I just made a mistake. I didn't realize it, but I forgot. I saw somebody who had said if you add your olive oil before you blend it, your sauce turns orange. Don't do that. Blend it and then just mix in some olive oil. So my sauce is kind of orangey. Doesn't affect the flavor. At this point, we'll give it a little taste. Okay, needs more salt and maybe a little bit of sugar. Undersalting tomato stuff will make it taste not right. You really need the right amount of salt in anything tomato-based. Sauces, gravies, pastas, all that stuff. Perfect. We're just gonna set this aside. We'll wait about 30 minutes before we fire up the grill, so the grill's not just burning, because it doesn't take that long to get up to temp. It has been about 30 minutes, so it's time to fire up the Kamado. We are not going to insert the DoJoe at first. We are going to just set it up. It says to load 4 or 5 pounds of charcoal. That is probably more than we need, but and we're gonna close it up. They want both top and bottom completely open. And now we wait for that to come up to temp around 400, 450 degrees before we can throw in the DoJoe. Once your grill comes up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit or Celsius, it is time to assemble your DoJoe. This is the DoJoe. It's basically an insert that allows us to put in a pizza stone. Our grill is almost there. We'll put this in a second. Pop open your grill. Insert your DoJoe. Now, we insert our heat deflectors. One like that. Okay, this is a little tricky. There has got to be a better way. Okay, I don't understand how you're supposed to get these heat deflectors in here over a raging fire. I'm gonna pull that guy out. I don't understand this. So they're supposed to fit longwise. Like that. I'm gonna try and load it in. That doesn't work. Okay. That would be very hard to do, I think, in the grill. Let's hope I don't drop these as we move this over. And now our giant pizza stone goes on top. Close this guy down. And the vent settings are a tiny bit open for 450, about a quarter for 550, and half for 650. We're gonna go to half. See you in a little bit. My pizza peel is only 12 inches, so I can't make the full-size pizza we can make in here. We could make...
While editing the video, I noticed I left that top vent wide open. It's supposed to be closed. I don't know if that affected anything in my cook, but I'll have to test that at another time and get back to you.
A 16-inch pie in here. I don't have a pizza peel big enough to do that. So we're gonna have to go with the 12 inchers. 10 to 12 ounces of dough. Got oil on my hands. I like to use semolina flour to dust my work surface instead of the flour that you make the pizza from. Because if you use the flour that you make the pizza from, you add more flour to the dough and it changes the consistency. Now there is a top and a bottom to this dough, so you want to keep the top ready. We're gonna go for, see what 10 ounces is, looks like. 11, that'll work. Now I'm gonna keep this in a ball. That will kind of let me know around what sizes I need to be working with. You in there, you in there, you going. A nice dough ball. Seal it up on the bottom. I've got some whole milk, Italian mozzarella, low moisture. Don't use the pre-shredded. I know I've been lazy and done it in the past, but you really want to use the good stuff. I don't know how many times I'm going to say this, but I need to get a better box grater. All right, we got cheese. Now their instructions say you can roll out your dough, but according to the commenters on the internet,
nope,
you'll get yelled at. So we're going to throw down some semolina flour. And we're just going to start pressing and stretching our dough. Being careful not to rip a hole in it. That would be bad. This dough's okay to work with, not great. And we're just pushing it, trying to make sure any thin spots are not thin. And you can do the same on the other side, but remember, there is a top and a bottom. You want to keep your top the top when you start adding your stuff. So I'm just doing a press. I definitely have kind of a thin middle part, which I'm not happy with. Not sure if this is supposed to be like a New York style dough where it's really thin, or Neapolitan, which is a little bit fluffier, I guess you would say. That's not terrible. That's probably about the right size. Start doing the rest on our pizza peel. Let's try to get her back a little bit round. We want a little bit of a crust on it. Probably as big as I can get on this pizza peel. With some sauce. You don't want your pizza too saucy. Too saucy and it'll be like wet and you'll never get it cooked. So you want sauce, but not too much. That looks about right. You should see some blank spots. All right, cheese. For this first one, I made just some Italian sausage I crumbled up and I cooked up. We'll throw a little Italian sausage on there. And this was 1 pound of bacon chopped up and rendered out into little bacon bits. We'll put a little olive oil on our hand. And I like to kind of work that oil around the edges of the crust. It helps with burning. Last but not least, a little pecorino romano. And in we go. Check the slide, we got a slide. 6 to 8 minutes. All right, there it is after 6. That is a solid looking pizza. I don't know about you, but I think that pizza looks pretty darn great. Let's cut a slice and see what the underside looks like. Oh, look at that browning. That is beautiful. A little bit of like leopard spotting. That is probably so hot it will burn my face off, but I kind of want to eat it. Oh, bad idea. Oh, come on. Oh my God. That is fantastic. His dough is more of like a New Yorkish style dough. Definitely not a chewy Neapolitan style dough, but as you can see, definitely got some nice little air pockets in there. Great flavor on it. Love it. That is a solid pizza. Now I have some Neapolitan dough that I had frosted. I want to give it a try.
Same process as before. Make the pizza, throw in some toppings, get it in the DoJoe.
Oh, and that is what I wanted. A little bit of charring. Oh, a little dark, but that's not bad. Some people like it that way. I'm not against it. So I think with a little bit more playing with it and getting to know those exact temperatures, like right to 700 on this dough, kind of burns the bottom a little. It was perfect on this one, but I think that pizza stone's come up to temp a little bit. Let's give this guy a taste though. I love this dough. That is good. Oh, I love the fresh mozzarella. And those mushrooms. Is a little bit more chewy. That definitely answers the question. That is the best pizza I've ever made myself at home. I love this thing. After a grand total of 5 pizzas, I'm turning out some pretty darn good looking pizzas. About 6 minutes, turn them halfway through, watch them. You might not get as much browning on the top as you want, but you can just hit them with a little torch. That's what I did to get that nice little crispy crust on the top.
I think the browning on the top issue was because I had that vent open. It wasn't building enough heat in the top of the dome. I'm pretty sure that'll fix it.
I want to see how hot this is right now, the pizza stone. The pizza stone was reading between 550 and 600 in different spots. That's pretty good. Man, these are great looking pies. I want to thank Kamado Joe for supporting this channel, sponsoring this video, and sending this stuff out. They are an amazing company. They make great products. If you'd like to get one, I'll throw links down in the description. They're pretty awesome. If you're enjoying this content, please do the likey, subscribe stuff. YouTube loves it when you leave a like. I love it when you leave a comment. I answer just about every comment in my comment section. And if you really want to support this channel, consider becoming a member. Members get early access to videos, shout outs, producer credits, all kinds of fun stuff. But if you can't become a member, please just subscribe. It would really help me out. Guess that only leaves one question to answer. What does a pizza wear to smell good? Calzone. Get it? Cologne, calzone. You've lost when you have to explain your joke. Yeah.
This episode of Dad Got This was brought to you by our producers. Thank you very much.